Hello first grade scientists and welcome to your science job for today. Today we are going to take a look at a brand new unit called Technology All Around Us. You use technology every day. You're even using it right now. Do you see some technology around you? Our target skill for today is I can identify the steps of the engineering design process. There are some million-dollar words there. What is the engineering design process? Well, I'm so glad you asked, first graders. An engineer is a person that uses math and science to solve problems. Have you ever used math or science to solve a problem? Then you've been an engineer. Engineers use a specific process called the design process. The design process is a plan with steps that helps find good solutions. Will you help me find a good solution today? Let's begin. To be engineers, we first need to ask questions or find a problem. Today, I have a problem in my kitchen. I was trying to put these popcorn kernels into this small bottle, but every time I try, I end up making a big mess and it goes all over the floor. I am going to try to solve this problem. How do I get the popcorn kernels into the small bottle? Well, let's take a look at our next step, engineers. Our next step is to imagine the solution. What would the end result be? What is something that I can engineer to help me solve my problem? So, here I have brainstormed some ideas to help me solve this problem. My first idea was an electric or a robot hand that would pick up all the kernels and put them into the jug. I do not have the materials for this idea, so this is not a good idea. My second idea or solution was to create a vacuum cleaner that sucks all the popcorn kernels from this jar and puts them into the smaller one. But I don't have the materials to build a vacuum cleaner, so I decided that this was not a good idea either. My last idea that I imagined was to create some sort of cone or funnel to help me put all of the popcorn kernels into the smaller jar. All I would need to create this funnel is a piece of paper and some tape. So I decided that this was the best solution. Now let's look at the next step in the engineering process to see what we should do next. Next, we are going to plan out the steps that we are going to take to solve this problem. And boys and girls, here I have made a plan with very specific steps to help me solve this problem. The first step is I will use a blank paper and some tape. So here I have a blank piece of paper and some tape. The second step I will do is to roll the paper into a cone and tape it closed. The last step is I will pour the popcorn kernels from this jar into the smaller opening using the funnel that I created. I will do this by placing the funnel inside the bottle and then pouring the kernels in. So now that I have made a plan, do you know what the next step in our process is, engineers? It is to create. So now we will create what we have imagined and test it. So here I have rolled my paper into a funnel or a cone, and I'm going to place it in the top of my jar, just like this. Now what I'm going to do is pour the popcorn kernels into the top to see if I can get them. Oh, yikes! I see that more popcorn kernels ended up on the floor than they did in my jar. Do I need to go back to the drawing board and come up with another solution? That's a good idea, engineers. The next step in our design process is to improve our design. Our designs may not, and most likely will not work on the first try. So what were the problems that I had here? I see that the opening is not very large and the popcorn kernels are getting stuck in my funnel. So let us try another solution. I will build another cone or funnel with a larger hole at the bottom and a larger opening at the top to help me put the popcorn kernels into the jar. Now that I have problem solved and redesigned my solution, I will test it again. Did we solve our problem of getting the popcorn kernels from the large jar into the smaller jar? We did, engineers. We designed a new technology to help us. Thank you for designing with me today. Those are the 5 steps of the engineering design process. Now it is your turn to read the science pages on engineers and the designing process, and then complete these 3 lesson activity pages. I'll see you tomorrow, super scientists.